The demand for SUVs doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon, but before you make any rush decisions on your next purchase, here are the 18 best SUVs for 2026. The 2026 Volvo XC60 gets a fresh update, keeping its signature style while adding smarter tech and a cleaner interior. It still uses the same engines as last year, but everything around them feels sharper and more refined. There are two engine options. The B5 model uses a mild hybrid 2-liter turbo engine with 247 horsepower. The more powerful T8 plug-in hybrid adds an electric motor and an 18.8 kilowatt-hour battery, producing 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque. It can go 36 miles on electric power alone. Both versions come with all-wheel drive and an 8-speed automatic. Fuel economy is solid. The B5 gets 23 miles per gallon in the city and 30 on the highway. The T8 gets 28 miles per gallon combined when using just the gas engine. Outside, the XC60 has a new front grille with a bold diagonal pattern and darker taillights. It also comes with fresh wheel designs and 3 new paint colors: Forest Lake, Aurora Silver, and Mulberry Red, giving it a more modern look without overdoing it. Inside, the old 9-inch screen is replaced with a larger 11.2-inch touchscreen that's quicker and easier to use. It runs Google built-in, so apps like Maps and Assistant are ready to go. The cabin materials have also been upgraded for a more premium feel. You'll also get plenty of features: a panoramic sunroof, wireless charging, a 12-inch digital display, and a heads-up display are all included. On the safety side, there's adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, a 360-degree camera, and emergency braking. Prices range from around $49,000 to $60,000. The mid-level Plus trim is the best value, offering 19-inch wheels, parking sensors, a surround view camera, and advanced driving aids. The 2026 Mazda CX-30 is one of the best-driving compact SUVs on the market. Its base engine is a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder with 191 horsepower, which feels strong for daily use. If you want more speed, the 2.5-liter turbo version makes 250 horsepower and gets to 60 miles an hour in 5.8 seconds. Mazda also introduced a new mild hybrid this year called eSkyActiv X2, which adds a 48-volt motor and brings fuel economy up to 29 miles per gallon. Inside, the CX-30 feels more premium than most rivals. It now comes with a larger 12.3-inch screen that responds to touch and haptic feedback. Materials like leather and real metal give it a near-luxury feel. And you even get features like heated rear seats and a 12-speaker Bose system. Cargo space is a bit tight at 20.2 cubic feet, but most buyers choose this car for its comfort and quality. Mazda tuned the suspension and steering to make the CX-30 fun to drive. It uses a system called G-Vectoring Control to help in corners, and the 2026 model adds an off-road mode for better traction on loose surfaces. It's not made for rock climbing, but it handles dirt roads and bad weather with no trouble. If you want a small SUV that feels more like a sport hatch, this one delivers. The 2026 Buick Encore GX focuses on smooth rides and smart features. It shares engines with the Trailblazer, a 1.2-liter with 137 horsepower and a 1.3-liter with 155, but uses better insulation and engine mounts to stay quieter. In fact, it's about 3 decibels quieter inside than the Mazda CX-30. The all-wheel drive system uses a twin-clutch setup to shift power quickly, which helps on snow or wet roads. What sets the Encore GX apart is how much it offers for the price. There's now an 11-inch ultra-wide display with augmented reality navigation that shows arrows on a live camera feed. The 2026 update adds ventilated front seats and a camera mirror to improve rear visibility. With the seats down, you get 50.2 cubic feet of space, which beats most others in this size. Buick includes a full safety package with reverse auto braking and intersection alerts. You also get 3 years of free maintenance, which is rare under $35,000. The Encore GX doesn't try to be sporty or rugged. It focuses on comfort and value. For buyers who want a quiet and well-equipped SUV without stepping into luxury pricing, this one fits the bill. The 2026 Acura ADX is Acura's first entry into the compact luxury SUV game. It's based on the Honda HR-V, but it's been fully upgraded to match what buyers expect from a premium badge. Power comes from a 1.5-liter turbocharged engine taken from the Acura Integra. It makes around 200 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque, That gives the ADX a stronger and quicker feel than the HR-V, especially on the highway or when passing. Inside, the ADX offers features you'd expect from a luxury SUV. Standard equipment should include a sunroof, dual-zone climate control, heated front seats, and rear air vents. Acura has focused on giving this cabin a more upscale feel, with better materials and cleaner design than what you'd find in its Honda sibling. It'll come in 3 trim levels with both front-wheel and all-wheel drive. Pricing is expected to start around $35,000 and go up to $44,000. That makes it one of the most affordable ways to get into a luxury SUV in the US. The 2026 Toyota RAV4 is the 6th generation of one of America's best-selling SUVs. It leads the market in 25 states and is now getting a full redesign. The new version brings a bolder shape with a boxier look and sharper lines. A redesigned D-pillar should help improve rear cargo space. Toyota is moving towards hybrid power only. The new RAV4 is expected to use a 2.5-liter engine paired with electric motors. That setup should produce 225 horsepower with front-wheel drive and 232 horsepower with all-wheel drive. It's the same system used in the new Camry hybrid, and it offers strong fuel economy. Inside, Toyota is improving the tech with a larger screen and better graphics. Features like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto will be included. Safety should also be stronger with the latest version of Toyota Safety Sense. This includes updated lane assist, adaptive cruise control, and better collision warning. The Mazda CX-50 is built for drivers who want a compact SUV that feels sporty without losing comfort. It starts at around $30,300 and tops out at about $43,300. For that price, it gives you solid value with a focus on handling and design. It uses Mazda's iActive all-wheel drive as standard. The ride feels tight and balanced thanks to G-Vectoring Control Plus, which helps it corner better. There's also some real off-road ability here, with added drive modes and underbody protection. It's more capable than most in its class. The cabin is clean and modern. It's not flashy, but it feels premium with soft materials and smart layout. The infotainment screen sits wide on the dash, and it's easy to read while driving. For people who want a good drive with comfort and some off-road skill, the CX-50 stands out. The 2026 Honda CR-V takes a big step forward. This time, it's not just about being practical, it's also ready for adventure. The new Trail Sport version adds off-road gear like all-terrain tires and a higher ride. It even gets its own suspension tuning to handle rougher paths. This trim uses the hybrid setup only. That gives it 204 horsepower and 247 pound-feet of torque. The regular gas model has 190 horsepower, so the hybrid is clearly stronger. It's also faster. In tests, the hybrid hit 60 miles an hour more than 1 second quicker than the gas version. Fuel economy is another highlight. The hybrid returns 43 miles per gallon in the city and 36 on the highway. That's far better than the gas version, which gets 28 city and 34 highway. The numbers are clear. The hybrid is not just cleaner, but also better to drive. Inside, the CR-V looks sharper now. Honda replaced the old small screens with a new 12.3-inch display. There's also a larger digital gauge cluster. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are also included on higher trims. The cargo space remains best in class with 39.6 cubic feet behind the rear seats. A dual-level cargo floor adds more storage options. Safety is still strong. The CR-V holds a 5-star rating from the NHTSA and is an IIHS top safety pick. Honda is also improving crash test performance for newer safety standards. Pricing starts at $31,450. That undercuts rivals like the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid and the Nissan Rogue. For families who want something efficient and ready for daily life or weekend trips, the CR-V now covers both. The 2026 Kia Sportage tones down its bold design, but adds smarter features. All trims now include a curved glass display with two 12.3-inch screens across the dash. It looks more modern and works well. The lineup now includes two hybrid options. One makes 231 horsepower, the other is a plug-in hybrid with 268 horsepower, and some electric-only driving. These are much quicker than the base gas model, which has 187 horsepower and takes over 9 seconds to reach 60 miles an hour. Inside, the Sportage has more space than most in its class. Rear seat legroom is 41.3 inches. Cargo space is 39.6 cubic feet. The cabin has a simpler layout with a rotary gear shifter and slim air vents. Higher trims offer a heads-up display and a 360-degree camera system. Safety features have improved too. The Sportage adds forward collision avoidance with oncoming detection. That helps spot cars coming from the opposite direction and is new to the segment. For light off-road use, the X-Line and X-Pro trims include terrain mode. It adjusts grip for mud, sand, or snow. Pricing starts at around $30,000. That's lower than many rivals. If you want a hybrid SUV that's roomy, well-equipped, and affordable, the Sportage is worth a close look. The 2026 Honda Passport now has a clear focus. It's built for people who want a strong and capable SUV with off-road muscle. The Trail Sport trim leads that mission. It gets a 3.5-liter V6 with 285 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. The 10-speed automatic and iVTM4 all-wheel drive system help it stay in control on trails. Honda widened the track by 1.3 inches and added steel skid plates and all-terrain tires. Even with all that hardware, it drives smooth on the road. Honda added more insulation and acoustic glass to keep the cabin quiet. The long wheelbase gives it better highway comfort too. Inside, there's 40 cubic feet of cargo space behind the second row. Honda also includes clever extras like a stowable picnic table. Top trims bring in luxury touches like leather seats, a 12-speaker Bose system, and the Trail Watch camera that helps with visibility in rough spots. Pricing starts at $44,750. The fully loaded Trail Sport Elite goes for about $48,470. That puts it below rivals like the Jeep Grand Cherokee, but gives you more standard features. The Passport now feels like a proper midsize SUV made for people who actually want to use it. The 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee is built for people who want both comfort and real off-road power. The shape is bold. Jeep added 2 new colors, Everest Blue and Redwood Pearl. The Trailhawk trim gives you steel skid plates and air suspension that lifts the body to 11.3 inches of ground clearance. That's serious height for rocky trails. You can pick from 3 engines. The 3.6-liter V6 makes 293 horsepower and gets up to 25 miles per gallon on the highway. The 5.7-liter V8 jumps to 375 horsepower and can tow up to 7,200 pounds. It only gets about 15 miles per gallon in the city. The 4xe plug-in hybrid mixes a turbo engine and electric motors for 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. It drives 25 miles on electric alone. Every version comes with an 8-speed automatic made for smooth shifts even off-road. Inside, you get a large 15-inch touchscreen with Jeep's Uconnect 6 system. It shows off-road data like tire angles and ride height. A new system called Trail Command adds semi-autonomous features. It uses night vision and LiDAR to scan terrain ahead. The cabin is also more spacious. Jeep added 1.2 inches of legroom in the back. Upper trims come with cooled massage seats and a 19-speaker Macintosh sound system. Jeep also packed in safety. A 360-degree camera shows what's under the vehicle. The SUV can detect people or bikes at speeds of up to 87 miles per hour and brake automatically. Jeep tested it under new crash rules. The 2026 model scored a full 5-star rating from the NHTSA. That's thanks to stronger front crumple zones that cut cabin intrusion by 15%. The 2026 Toyota Land Cruiser is back with new tech and classic toughness. It runs on Toyota's GAF platform and uses a 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6 paired with a small electric motor. Together, they make 409 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. It's strong enough to tow heavy gear, but still gives you 23 miles per gallon combined. That's better than any Land Cruiser before. The new suspension lets you choose how it rides. There are 3 modes: Comfort for smoother roads, Sport for better control, and Crawl for rock climbs. You can lock the system for full wheel movement when needed. It also uses an underbody camera and trail maps that download over 4G. The Crawl system uses sensors to read the terrain and control the throttle without your input. It can even climb 45-degree hills by itself. The interior is tough but smart. The seats use water-resistant leather that wipes clean. There's a big 14-inch touchscreen with trail maps built in. Rear passengers get filtered air and more cargo space than before. Toyota even added power-sliding second-row seats that fold flat with one button. Toyota tested this SUV hard. It passed 1,200 hours of salt spray, started in -40 degrees, ran 150,000 miles on a course built like Baja, and towed 8,000 pounds for 24 hours straight. Backed by a 5-year or 60,000-mile powertrain warranty, this Land Cruiser is ready for anything. The 2026 Mercedes GLE mixes luxury and performance with smart tech. It comes in 4 versions. The GLE 350 has a 2-liter turbo engine and a mild hybrid system. It makes 255 horsepower and gets 26 miles per gallon. The GLE 450 moves faster with a turbo inline-6 that makes 362 horsepower. The GLE 580 goes further with a 4-liter V8 and 483 horsepower. The top model is the GLE 63S AMG. It delivers 603 horsepower and reaches 60 miles an hour in just 3.8 seconds. Inside, you'll find one long screen across the dash made from 3 OLED panels. It's called the Super Screen and has 8K resolution. It shows maps, info, and a virtual heads-up display on the windshield. You control it with voice, touch, or hand gestures. The system supports 27 languages and even adjusts lighting or music based on your mood. Mercedes didn't skip comfort. You get massage sheets, custom scents, and sound therapy. The back seats can be upgraded with leg rests and touchscreens. There are even airbags just for the rear passengers. Even though it is a luxury SUV, it still handles rough roads. You can add an off-road pack with a lower range transfer case, underbody cameras, and hill descent control that predicts slope ahead. It's not built for rock climbing, but for a luxury SUV, it can handle more than most expect. The 2026 Kia Telluride keeps its bold shape, but adds real changes under the surface. A new hybrid version joins the lineup with a 2.5-liter turbo engine and an electric motor that together make over 350 horsepower. It also gets up to 35 miles per gallon, which is 40% better than the regular gas model. The gas version uses the familiar 3.8-liter V6 with 291 horsepower. Both engines work with an updated 8-speed automatic and still let the Telluride tow up to 5,500 pounds. Outside, the SUV keeps its strong look but improves airflow with a new hood and vertical LED lights. Kia also made the frame 15% stiffer, which helps with safety and ride comfort. New colors like Arctic Silver and Deep Forest Green give the 2026 model a fresh look. Inside, it now comes with 2 12.3-inch screens that run Kia's newest software. The center console has dual wireless chargers that stay cool even on long trips. Second-row seats slide almost 6 inches and stay heated and cooled. Fold the back rows and cargo space reaches 87 cubic feet. The 2026 Telluride also adds smarter safety. It gets Highway Driving Assist 2, which uses GPS and traffic data to help steer and stay centered. A new radar-based system helps avoid crashes when turning across traffic. The roof is now 22% stronger thanks to better A-pillars. Hyundai updates the 2026 Palisade with more power and more tech. There's a new hybrid setup with a 2.5-liter turbo engine that makes 335 horsepower. It uses an eCVT transmission that simulates gear shifts so it feels more natural to drive. The gas version makes 281 horsepower and shifts quicker than before with an 8-speed dual-clutch unit. The body is boxier now, which adds 8% more space inside. New wheels and shutters in the front help cut wind resistance. When you walk up to the car, the D-pillar lights up with the Hyundai logo. The dashboard has a clean look with a curved screen that holds both a 12.3-inch display and a larger 14-inch infotainment screen. Second-row captain's chairs now come with ottomans, massage, and air vents. There's even a front-row bench option that lets 9 people fit without making the car bigger. The tech gets smarter too. Remote Parking Assist can now handle tight spaces and remembers 100 parking spots. Night vision sees people or animals up to 164 feet away. A new 360-degree camera system shows live labels on screen to warn the driver of hazards. For 2026, Toyota drops gas-only options and goes all in on hybrids. The base hybrid uses a 2.5-liter engine with 243 horsepower and now leans more on the electric motor to save fuel. A stronger 2.4-liter turbo hybrid makes 362 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque, but still manages 28 miles per gallon. Both use lighter lithium-ion batteries that cut weight by 27 pounds. The size of the Highlander stays the same, but inside it feels bigger. Third-row legroom grows by nearly 2 inches. There's more storage under the floor thanks to new suspension parts. A split tailgate makes it easier to load gear in tight spaces. Toyota also adds new tech. A live rear seat video feed shows up on the driver's screen. A new hybrid monitor breaks down where power is going and how much is being saved. The optional heads-up display now shows speed, directions, and energy use up to 20 feet ahead of the car. On the safety side, the Highlander now offers hands-free highway driving up to 80 miles per hour using a massive map database. It also detects motorcycles and trailers and can apply steering force to help avoid crashes. The roof is stronger too with new welds that make the whole body 15% more rigid. The 2026 Kia Sorento is a smart pick for families who want something roomy but not oversized. It gives you 3 rows of seats without feeling like a full-size SUV. That balance is exactly why it works so well. It's small enough to handle in the city, but big enough to carry 7 people when you need it. Prices for the new Sorento start at $31,990 and go up to $47,390. At every level, you're getting strong value. The fuel economy stays between 23 and 26 miles per gallon, depending on the engine. That means you save money long-term, not just on the purchase. There are a few engine options. The base model uses a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine. It's enough for daily driving. If you want more power, there's a turbocharged version of the same engine that gives the Sorento quicker response and better passing power. Either way, the ride is quiet and smooth. The steering feels easy and parking is simple thanks to its smaller footprint. Inside, the Sorento feels upscale for the price. The materials look clean and the design is smart. On higher trims, you can get second-row captain's chairs, which makes the third row easier to reach. The third row isn't huge, but it works well for kids or short trips. The touchscreen is responsive and easy to use. The menus are simple and don't distract the driver. The Sorento scored 8.2 out of 10 on Edmunds in 2026. That's higher than many of its rivals. Families like how it fits into everyday life without being too big or too expensive. It gives you flexibility, solid fuel savings, and a design that doesn't feel cheap. That's a rare mix in this segment. The 2026 GMC Yukon is built for drivers who want power, space, and comfort in one big package. This is a full-size SUV that doesn't back down from any job. It can carry up to 8 people and still have room for gear. It can also tow heavy trailers or boats without breaking a sweat. The Yukon can tow up to 8,400 pounds when set upright. This makes it a strong choice for camping trips, moving loads, or pulling something big. There are 3 engine options. The standard 5.3-liter V8 offers good all-round power. The larger 6.2-liter V8 gives you even more muscle. For longer distance drivers or anyone who tows often, the diesel inline-6 is the smart choice. It's strong on torque and more efficient than the gas options. Fuel economy ranges from 16 to 17 miles per gallon combined. It's not light on gas, but it's built to do more than a typical crossover. The cabin is large and well finished. You'll find soft materials, wide seats, and smart storage. On higher trims like the Denali, it feels closer to a luxury SUV. The Yukon now comes with a big 13.4-inch touchscreen that's fast and easy to use. Rear seat passengers can get entertainment screens as well. The controls are simple and the layout makes sense. Families like how the Yukon drives. It feels stable on the highway and surprisingly smooth for its size. This SUV is for people who need space and power. It's not the cheapest to run, but it handles big families and big jobs without effort. That's what makes it a top pick year after year. The 2026 BMW X5 brings bold updates without losing what made it a favorite. It's more powerful, more modern, and packed with tech. The big news is the plug-in hybrid model, which delivers 483 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. It uses a turbocharged 3-liter engine paired with an electric motor, offering strong performance and improved efficiency. The standard xDrive 40i model still delivers 373 horsepower and includes mild hybrid support for smoother driving. Every X5 uses an 8-speed automatic transmission with all-wheel drive. On the outside, the 2026 X5 looks sharper than ever. The front grille is larger and available with light-up edges. The LED headlights are thinner and brighter, while the back features new taillights and a redesigned bumper. It also comes in bold new colors like Arctic Gray Metallic and Tanzanite Blue. Inside, the focus is on tech and comfort. There's a curved 14.9-inch touchscreen running BMW's latest iDrive system with fast response and built-in voice control. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. You also get heated and ventilated leather seats, a panoramic sunroof, and customizable ambient lighting. Safety is fully loaded. The X5 includes adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, emergency braking, a 360-degree camera, and blind spot warning. It also has an advanced driver monitoring system and multiple airbags throughout the cabin. With all these upgrades, the 2026 X5 stands strong against rivals like the Audi Q7 and the Mercedes GLE. It combines power, design, and everyday comfort in a way that feels effortless. The 2026 Ford Expedition is still one of the most capable full-size SUVs that you can buy. It's built for families who don't want to give up space, power, or technology. The new model also brings a fresh interior and smart design that improves everyday use. One of the biggest selling points is towing. When set up properly, the Expedition can tow more than 9,000 pounds. That puts it ahead of most rivals. Power comes from a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 with output ranging from 400 to 440 horsepower depending on the trim. The engine is also paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission that keeps power delivery smooth. The Expedition rides on an independent rear suspension. That helps with handling and also makes the third row more spacious. Even though it's large, it feels controlled on the road. Steering is light enough for daily driving, and the ride stays comfortable even on longer trips. Inside, the 2026 update makes a big difference. The cabin looks more refined and better put together. A 13.2-inch central touchscreen handles infotainment. In front of the driver, a 24-inch digital instrument panel displays everything from speed to navigation. The screens are sharp and easy to use. A new split tailgate adds more function. The top section lifts like usual. The bottom part folds down like a truck tailgate. That makes loading gear easier and gives you a flat surface when needed. Fuel economy stays between 17 and 19 miles per gallon combined. It's not great, but it's expected for something this big and powerful. For families who want comfort, power, and smart tech in a full-size SUV, the 2026 Expedition checks every box.